Let's move on to the Diddy trial, which was incredibly, as you could imagine, grim yesterday. Cassie Ventura, victim, and we don't even have to say alleged victim at this point because we have the videotape, more of the videotape from the Intercontinental in Los Angeles has come out over the course of this trial. Let's roll this recap of day 2. So the trial, it starts on Monday. This is day 2 being recapped on Fox News yesterday, F1.
Cassie Ventura, who was still on the stand, has testified that she was a fan before meeting Sean Diddy Combs, describing him as larger than life. She says when they were finally introduced, he began to control her life and every aspect of it. So Ventura, who is now married with kids and due to give birth soon, testified she was 19 and there was a 17-year age gap when she met Diddy and signed with his record label. She said their relationship turned sexual when she was 21. The pair was in a relationship for a decade. She says at first it was private because Diddy was publicly with someone else and worried about optics. She says the rapper introduced her to freak-offs, which are at the center of the case, according to prosecutors who described them as drug-fueled sex performances with male escorts that Diddy coerced women into having while he watched. Cassie testified that freak-offs became something she did not want to do but felt like she had to keep him happy. She told jurors one of these encounters was happening when Combs was caught on camera assaulting her in this disturbing 2016 Los Angeles hotel surveillance video obtained exclusively and released by CNN last year. Diddy apologized in a since deleted Instagram post. She also said Diddy had mood swings and was often violent towards her, leaving physical marks, and that instead of music, freak-offs became a job for her. She testified that the longest of these sexual performances lasted 4 days.
So that video of Diddy basically dragging, punching, kicking Cassie Ventura in the Intercontinental hallway in 2016. As we mentioned, there was more of that. Really one of the things that broke this Diddy story wide open when it came out. CNN, I think, was the first to have that video. The security guard, Israel Flores, is testifying. Testimony from him yesterday included, allegedly, the claim that Diddy offered him a wad of cash from his thumb to his pinky to not tell anybody what he saw. The defense tried to say he's now including details that he didn't include at the time about how Cassie Ventura had a purple eye. Anyone who watches that video can see, be very reasonable that she had a purple eye. Yeah, she's pregnant, by the way, which is makes it extra awful to have to testify about all of this. So, I mean, just completely awful. Mark Chutko is a former federal prosecutor who's done human trafficking cases, told Rolling Stone yesterday that the prosecutors are doing basically a shock and awe strategy. That's his quote. He says they're trying to dismantle any, quote, positive feelings as soon as possible. They really want to create an impression about him right out of the gate. So, you know, he goes on to say the thing about video is you can't really cross-examine video, and that's the importance of the Intercontinental security camera footage, and also the testimony, by the way, of Israel Flores, the security guard who's called there to help a, quote, woman in distress, and is now saying, actually on the stand, that he was being bribed by Diddy to stay quiet. And the reason that detail I think is really important, Ryan, I mean, there are a million reasons that's really important, but this is a trial not just about Diddy. This is a trial about the massive business empire that popped up around Diddy that included, in all likelihood, a whole lot of complicity, a whole lot of people knowing over the years what was going on and staying quiet to remain in proximity to power and money. Right. And so just to be clear, he is accused of sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy as part of that federal indictment that was originally filed in September of last year. He's also on 2 additional indictments, superseding indictment, and is pleading not guilty to absolutely everything and completely denying this. Again, as the former federal prosecutor tells Rolling Stones, this is a video in the case of the 2016 assault on Ventura. So it's just, you know, in the context of the actual charges against Harvey Weinstein, and actually this happened with the Bill Cosby case as well, it does look like there were shortcuts taken by federal prosecutors because they felt it was almost born of a hubris that these guys are obviously horrific and evil and the public wants a scalp. But if you take those shortcuts, you can end up with people getting released. Again, something that happened with Bill Cosby might happen with Harvey. And that's why I think just the broader context here around a very high profile case like this is to be on the lookout for things like that. It doesn't mean that these people aren't awful criminals. Of course, there's a difference between criminal behavior and deeply unethical, abusive, horrific behavior in some cases, not always. But I think that's something to kind of keep an eye on in this trial because it's like those two trials as well.
I guess, yeah, Harvey Weinstein. Do you think he'll ever get out? Like,
He might.
What's that looking like?
It's genuinely a question because there was some stuff that's it's funny business that you do when you feel really confident about a case. And same thing with the Bill Cosby thing. So yeah, it's not impossible that he gets out. So we'll see. I mean, the backlash to that would be swift, but and I'm not in any way whatsoever.
Old at this point, right?
Yeah, old, and I'm not in any point whatsoever endorsing like the Candace Owens effort here, but the trial itself is like you cannot take shortcuts in these trials because there's this public momentum against a certain character. I haven't
public
seen
moods swing, so you got to make sure you're buttoned up.
Right, exactly. I haven't seen that in the Diddy case so far, but it's just this one is again, it's really easy because there's literally video. It's just easy to see the momentum building and the snowball rolling down the hill. It looks like it's a pretty tight case so far, but that is definitely and Cassie testifying, by the way, for what she's supposed to be on the stand again today. I think she might literally be taking the stand right now while we're taping this. I mean, that's going to be incredibly powerful as well.
Yeah, epic fumble of a $1 billion bag.
Seriously.
By Diddy here.
Not even like just a fumble, but a decades long criminal enterprise.
Yeah, it's
by all accounts.
It is hard to be a billionaire and get held accountable for anything. You have to go pretty far.
You sure do. You sure do. All right. Well, Ryan, that does it for us today. We will continue to follow that trial, obviously, because, again, it's just in the context of a massive criminal enterprise that involved complicity on many fronts, important to keep an eye out on. It's a theme, actually, of the American elite is just, wanting to be seen as an important political player, moral player, charitable person, and then in your own personal life, either staying quiet when you witness people doing awful things or doing those awful things yourself. So important trial definitely to continue following, which we will do. Thank you to everybody, by the way, for being a premium subscriber. The Friday shows, if you're a premium sub over at breakingpoints.com, you get the second half of those shows. And as we keep saying,
that's the good stuff.
That's right. We're saving the good stuff for the second half. So thank you, breakingpoints.com. We appreciate it. And if you can't subscribe, we totally understand. Like the videos, comment the videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate that as well.
Yes, we do. And I think I'll see you tomorrow.
You're here tomorrow with Crystal.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so Sagar is on his paternity leave. More news to come on that front, I'm sure. But Ryan and I, you'll be seeing a lot more of us in the weeks to come.
Yes, indeed.
Lucky you.
Yes, see you later.
Hey, if you liked that video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Breaking Points.
If you want to see the rest of Counterpoints, go to breakingpoints.com to become a premium member and get the full uncut show every morning in your inbox and on Spotify.